But one of the worst parts of having this disorder is sleeping. Oftentimes, they'll wake up after hitting themselves or wake up feeling violated after their own hand touches them.
So even if you wanted to stop beating your meat, you gotta. The worst disorders in human history.
These are the worst mental and physical disorders in human history that nobody talks about. Number
what is
5.
Playing Fortnite. Oh, my bad. It's something else apparently. Ain't nothing bad about Fortnite. I mean, playing Genshin Impact. This is like Doja Cat.
Boanthropy. Although it may sound fake, boanthropy is a mental disorder in which a person believes they're a cow. Not only do they think they're a cow, but they act like one too by walking.
No, what type of chemicals gotta be in your brain for you to feel like you're a cow, bro? Your brain gotta be fried for you to feel like you gotta get milked.
Walking on all fours, eating grass, and making cow noises. The worst thing of all is that these people develop this out of nowhere after living completely normal lives, but studies do show it's closely linked to schizophrenia. Sadly—
Wait, so you telling me out of nowhere I could just start walking in my fours and just be like, oh, wait, so how would a girl milk me? Would she use my meat? Yo, maybe I need to start getting whatever this
People
is.
Are found in public, they're extremely malnourished and typically on the verge of death from crawling around all day and only eating grass. The first real case of this dates back to the year 1000 when the Prince of Bide started making cow noises and asked that he'd be killed so his meat and flesh could be consumed. However, there's also a biblical text that—
Hold on, man. You know who would have loved you, bruh? Jeffrey Dahmer. I wish you could have met Jeffrey Dahmer, but he would have took you up on that offer 1,000 times.
Dates back to around 600 BC, when the first person to get it was the king of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Only some depict the text in this way because it doesn't directly say, it just says he was driven away from humans and he ate grass with the ox.
Damn.
Let me know what you think in the comments. Number 4. Stoneman's disease. Imagine every time you got a bruise, instead of the tissue under your skin healing by reabsorbing the blood, it just turned into bone. Well, that's exactly what 2,500 people deal with every day.
Oh no, bro, that gotta suck. What do you mean all I did was skateboarding and I got this little scab, but this shit's starting to show my knee bones? Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro, you gotta be thankful sometimes, bro.
Stoneman's disease, also known as FOP syndrome, is an extremely rare genetic disorder that turns tendons and muscles into bone throughout someone's life. Since this gradually takes over the body and eventually stops all movement, the person has to make the difficult decision of what position they want to spend the rest of their lives in. Some of the worst parts about this disorder are the treatment options and the mental battles people have to go through. One treatment option is to surgically remove the extra bone, which—
Oh no, my bad, bro. I can't even look like Geo, dude. I gotta take off my arms too. I can't even look like a pitchfork. I gotta take off my legs too. Yeah, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't sign up for my life to be like Stephen Hawking's, bro.
Sounds good in theory, but to remove the extra bone, it will only make the person's bone growth speed up during the healing process because irritated muscles and bruises turn into bone quicker as they heal. And the scariest part of all is the isolation. Over time, they quickly lose their independence and ability to speak. So even though their physical body is cursed, their mind doesn't change. People with this disorder usually end up in deep depression because the life they once had crumbles away and the majority of their thoughts are focused on the fact that they can't do anything to save themselves. Number 3, alien hand syndrome. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to only have one hand? Well,
I think a lot of people deal with that, my nigga.
How about 2 hands, but you can't physically control what one hand does? Because—
Wait, so that's like Tourette's syndrome before your hands. Wait, so what if someone like grabs your ass and they're like, oh nah, bro, I'm sorry, I got alien hand syndrome. I ain't gonna lie, this probably got a lot of people beat up.
That's exactly what alien hand syndrome does to people. It's when a person loses complete control of their hand, and it acts as if it has a mind of its own. This syndrome is developed sometimes from brain tumors and strokes, but many people underestimate just how serious this condition is. These people struggle in public because their hand will point at random people and sometimes flip other people off. Other times
I'm not gonna lie, I hope if you have alien hand syndrome, I hope your arms are strong, bro. Imagine flicking off a random ass like fighter or some shit. And oh, but you can't even work out because what if you're holding up a big ass plate and then your arm just wants to go down, bro? That's dangerous.
when everything seems to be going well. Maybe they're just talking with an old friend who happens to be holding a drink, and all of a sudden their out of control hand grabs their friend's drink and then spills it on them. Then they have to explain they have a rare disorder called alien hand syndrome, which just sounds made up. But one of the worst parts of having this disorder is sleeping. Even when they're asleep, their hand continues to do whatever it wants. Oftentimes they'll wake up after hitting themselves, or wake up feeling violated after their own hand touches them. And no, that's not even a joke. People go so long battling their hand that they...
So even if you wanted to stop beating your meat, you gotta... That is crazy, bruh. That sucks, bro.
They feel violated after it touches you know where. Number 2, dissociative identity disorder. DID is when somebody has multiple personalities, which makes them act like a completely different person, and in some cases, animals, or even a stationary object. These other personalities are called alters and could take over the body at any point.
What if your alters are racist? Yo, that got... Oh my goodness, bro.
Time. Even though the majority of people with this disorder live day-to-day lives, people who have serious cases are held in psychiatric hospitals because there's a high chance that one of their personalities is a serial killer or just someone who commits crime.
Is that why I know you Melly syndrome?
Isn't through genetics or brain injury. It's actually a coping mechanism children use after they go through repetitive trauma in their childhood.
Sucks.
Creating different alters is their way of protecting themselves so they don't have traumatic memories.
Oh, that's actually sad, bro.
An alter takes over, they can decide whether the main person can see what's going on. For example, Encina Severa says when her 3-year-old alter named Minnie takes over, it's like she's watching what's happening through her eyes while sitting in a movie theater. However, when her other alters take over, it's like she starts sleeping and can't remember anything she did while controlling her body. Another interesting thing...
Wait, so that might be OP though. Imagine you're in bed and then you have like Johnny Sins underneath you, right? What if you have like a Messi for like soccer and like a LeBron James for you feel me? For basketball. I don't know, man. This could be OP.
She talked about is the only way she can communicate with the other alters is through a journal where they write back and forth to each other, talking about their lives. Number 1, fatal familial insomnia. You may have heard someone say they can't sleep, but this insomnia is very different. 1 out of 3 adults have normal sleeping issues, but there are only 50 families in the world who carry this genetic disorder for fatal insomnia. This disorder works in 4 different stages. The first stage lasts 3 to 6 months, and most commonly affects people in their 40s. The people who suffer from this start by having trouble sleeping, and when they do finally fall asleep, they say they have unusual dreams that cause anxiety and in some cases even depression. From their lack of sleep, even when they're...
Bruh, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like once you start having terrible sleep, you start realizing, nigga, sleep is amazing, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like people take sleep for granted, bro.
They're awake, they have to deal with panic attacks and paranoia. Stage 2 lasts for 5 to 9 months, and it's basically the same thing, but just twice as bad. In this stage, you begin to have trouble moving around and will experience some hallucinations while being awake. Stage 3 is the shortest of them all for a reason. Lasting around 3 months, this is when the person reaches complete insomnia, meaning it's basically impossible for them to sleep, and they begin to have intense hallucinations. Since they're constantly awake, even though this is the shortest stage, 3 months feels like 6. But the 4th and final stage of the disease lasts up to 6 months or more. At this point, whatever brains they had left rots, and they lose all sense of reality. This stage starts after the person begins facing extreme dementia, meaning they have total memory loss of what everything is. Soon after that, they lose all of their ability to move or speak, which is then followed by a coma and eventually eternal sleep. Now, like
that gotta suck, bruh. I'm not going... Imagine being forced to be eternal asleep. Like, at that point, you might as well just pull the plug. Not on no crazy shit. But anyways, YouTube, be thankful that you are living normal because there's other people that have worse stuff. Let me know what y'all think the worst disorder is. Comment any other new disorders. Join us on Discord, catch us on Twitch. Subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Waxer for life. Love y'all, and peace.